that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's sad, take a look at what happened.
Move his spare. Hold. When you're ready. On you.
Ready?
Move.
Up.
Move. Go.
Up. Hawkeye's here.
Hawkeye's here. Move it to the spare.
Spare, get ready. Spare, get ready.
We ready?
Shooter's down. Shooter's down.
Are we good? Shooter's down. Are we good to move?
Shooter's down. We're good to move.
Clear.
We're
Let's
clear.
move.
We're
Let's
clear.
move.
We're clear.
Come on.
Let me get my shoes.
I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes.
Hold that in your head. It's bloody.
So we got to move to the bus. Let me get my shoes.
Okay, my shoe down. My shoe.
Watch out.
Wait.
What is happening in America? Well, we'll take a look at that today on The Truth Must Be Told. So stand by.
He's just ignorant. He doesn't know any better than to tell the truth.
It's the truth. I just want to report the truth. It'd be a nice change of pace. Okay?
When in doubt, tell the truth.
Edward, I tried to tell the truth, and they kicked me off the air.
You can't handle the truth.
And now, speaking the truth, even though it hurts. Here's the host of The Truth Must Be Told, Sal Passos.
Welcome to The Truth Must Be Told. Thank you for joining in on this podcast. Don't forget to please hit that like button and subscribe to this podcast. It's very important that it puts us further up on the algorithm layer, and it helps get this message out to more people. Thank you for all my new subscribers, both on YouTube and on Rumble. We do appreciate you guys being here. And as a reminder, you could see us on Rumble, Passos1 on rumble.com, or you could look up The Truth Must Be Told. Either way, it'll come up to my podcast there. And don't forget to follow me on that platform. Also, I'm available on these platforms as well. Truth Must Be Told can be heard on these as well. So now, okay, I know it's been a while since I've got a podcast out, but I have been sick. And this past couple of weeks have been misery for me. In fact, I'm still in a lot of pain. It's difficult. It's very, very difficult for me. My back was hurting. I could hardly move for almost a week. And even sitting in this chair right now is extremely painful. Your prayers are appreciated. Now, I was going to put out a show just after the debate, which was a couple of weeks ago. But many things have happened since then. Now, we all know that Donald Trump survived an assassination attempt on Saturday. I played that clip for you at the beginning. I hated to have to get that from ABC News. It was the clearest one that I can get. And but it's the best one I could put out there. So and I couldn't believe what I was watching. I mean, Lori and I were totally stumped and perplexed at what we were seeing, that somebody had made an assassination attempt on Donald Trump. Now, I'll tell you, I was around. I'm old enough to have been around to remember when President Reagan was shot. There was an attempted assassination on him by a guy who was trying to impress someone. And I couldn't believe then either. And it was funny. Well, not funny, but it was funny because President Reagan, like I believe he asked the doctors before he went to the surgery, "Are you a Democrat or Republican?" Because he wanted to make sure his chances were good. But There are many, many questions regarding the attempted assassination of Trump. Was it an inside job? Okay, why wasn't that rooftop secure? I mean, there's a lot of questions about that. You know, here we have a 20-year-old shooter who got a hold of a rifle that was registered to his father, and he successfully got into a rooftop, which I don't know how that happened, and that has to be either the biggest screw up in history or it was planned. It was allowed to happen. There's rumors coming out now, even as I've gone to earlier today. Today is Tuesday when I'm recording this, the 15th. Even the speculations are coming out that the counter sniper teams, the CST, that were up on the roofs, they did see him, but they were ordered not to fire until he fired. There's speculation that they were moving people out of the way, and it's horrendous. Meantime, the left is trying to spin this to say that Trump hired someone to shoot him. Pictures of Trump holding a ketchup package while being down on the ground is beginning to circulate the internet, and it's beginning to infuriate me. The left is scrambling because they have nothing. Bumbling Joe Biden has been an embarrassment for years, and all of a sudden, the left-wing media is beginning to take notice. Give me a break. We've seen its decline for a long while now, and people have been saying so. The left has accused MAGA conservatives of making it all up. They said these are cheap fake videos, sound bites, but suddenly they saw it on national TV during the debate. So let me ask you this, because this past 2 weeks since the debate, Joe Biden has been coming under a lot. He's been on the magnifying glass. Even the people on the left and the media are starting to see, hey, something's going on here. Now, I want you to know, was this assassination attempt, even though successful or not, and I'm glad it wasn't, was this a way to get the spotlight off of bumbling Biden? I'd like to put your comments in below. I'd like to hear what you have to say about it. Now, as I was putting this show together, Trump announced his VP. It's J.D. Vance. We'll be running with him. We'll have more on that later in another program, perhaps. But the question is, was the assassination attempt an inside job? And that's always possible. Now, look, I'm not here to rehash what happened. You all probably have seen there's a lot of talking heads out there that are talking about all this stuff, and more than likely you have your own opinion and whatever. I'd like to hear what you have to say. You can put it down below. And Lori and I were talking about a few things today. She's been responding to posts on Facebook about Trump hiring someone to shoot him. Wow. I mean, can you imagine that? Yeah, take a shot at me, and let's see if we can't, get this election moving in our direction. Now, this has led to a plethora of responses from some folks regarding conspiracy theories. Now, personally, the Kennedy assassination, Sandy Hook, Flight 800, 9/11 are but a few that I personally believe that something happened other than the story that was released. Yes, call me a conspiracy theorist if you want. But something doesn't smell right.
You tell all other fish there's something not so funny going on.
Yeah, there's not something not so funny going on. Now, think what you will. Again, I'm not going to get into these things. If you want me to do a show on 9/11 or Sandy Hook or whatever, I'll tell you. Being someone who was there and lived through a few of these things, what the final story was not what really happened. And but I want to just bring that up. And so the first part of this podcast, just going to talk about that. So do you think that it was a conspiracy? Do you think that the left put something together to try to assassinate Trump and get him out of the way? And whether that was successful or not, they did successfully get the news media off of Biden. The focus is now not on him anymore. Because it's been a difficult time in this country the last 4 years, okay? We've watched this country decline, yet the left continues to say that we're on the best economy ever. Now, if you think that we have a better economy now than we had 4 years ago, I want you to raise your hands and slap yourself with it. Look, gas prices have doubled in some cases, almost tripled. Now, this picture is just from between 20 and 2022. Okay. Groceries have increased. The price of groceries has gone up. That's the most dangerous vehicle to be driving right now, is a shopping cart, or a buggy as we call them down here. And I've just read in some McDonald's franchises are closing in California because Governor Newsom has raised minimum wage to $20 an hour. Now, what does that do to the economy? Well, businesses are cutting hours. Some are closing. What is happening in our country? Well, ever since the debate, there's been much speculation that Joe Biden is not really running this country. Yeah, exactly. Now, I just want to share a few things, and I would encourage you to go to, in fact, let me put this up on the screen here, because this way you can exactly see it. If you go to getalifemedia.com, and this is by Billy Crone, all right, and he has a series on here called Klaus Schwab Sermons. That's this series here. Now, there are 26 episodes in this, okay? There are sermons regarding Klaus Schwab and what he's trying to do. Now, suffice it to say that Klaus Schwab, Biden is one of Klaus Schwab's many disciples. Now, Schwab's dad was a Nazi. He was a friend of Hitler. That's where Klaus learned, and his agenda is to establish a Fourth Reich. Well, what is a Reich? Now, I had to look this up because, always hear it, well, Hitler had the Third Reich. Well, the Third Reich was the official Nazi designation for the regime in Germany from 1933 to 1945. As the presumed successor of the medieval and early modern Holy Roman Empire of 80 to 1806, that would be the First Reich, and the German Empire from 1871 to 1918, that would be the Second Reich. So Hitler had his Third Reich, which means basically an empire, is the Third Empire. Okay, now Schwab wants to have what he calls a Fourth Industrial Revolution. He calls it that because imagine what people would say if he called it the Fourth Reich. Well, what is the Fourth Industrial Revolution? The Fourth Industrial Revolution is, as you see here, it was first we had an industrial where machines were taking over, and we're not taking over, but we were developing machines, and we had. But now the Fourth Industrial Revolution is connectivity, the world to be wireless, digital connectivity of the world. Now, Schwab wants humans to be connected to AI. Why? Because it will give power to leaders to control the masses. Look at Revelation 13. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no and that no man might buy or sell, save that he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Once your brain is hooked up to this chip, they will be able to read your mind, know what you are thinking, follow you wherever you go, control your buying and selling, and most likely kill you. This scripture in Revelation says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So do you see what's happening here? They want a fourth industrial revolution. They want to put a chip in our brain, and they'll come up with it'll make you healthy. It'll solve your problems. It'll help you lose weight. It'll help you quit smoking. It'll help you do all these things. But it's a matter of control. That's why when you hear the left say Trump's going to destroy our democracy, what they're actually saying is he's going to destroy our power. Because they don't want to give up that power. They had a taste of it. But what does all of this Klaus Schwab stuff have to do with the election? Well, it's a difficult choice. We know that Biden and a lot of his cronies are disciples of Charles Schwab. So is Trudeau up in Canada. He's another one. And but what does each candidate represent, and what do they stand for? Let's face facts here, people. We're not voting in a pastor. Is Trump perfect? Absolutely not. He's got a lot of issues. In fact, he went to a Jesuit school. In fact, his new VP, J.D. Vance, is also Catholic. So we have the Catholics infiltrating in here, in different places. And but we're not voting a pastor into office. Would it be nice if there was a spirit-filled, born-again Christian in office? Absolutely, that would be phenomenal. But that's not what they're for. The government is not a church. Okay? Now, we as Christians have convictions about certain things. And I'm sure you wouldn't vote in a pastor that believes things in opposition to your beliefs of Scripture. So that leaves us with a conundrum. Do we just sit back and not vote? And if we do vote, who should we vote for? That is a difficult question. I heard it put today that, people are saying that, the Apostle Paul said we need to obey the governments. Well, in Paul's day, they were under a dictatorship. We, however, in America, live in a republic. We rule the government. We hire people and vote people into office to represent us in that government. That's the way it was supposed to be. We also have rights of citizens in this nation to air our grievances to our government. First Amendment gives us that right. It says, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or of the right of the people to peacefully assemble and petition the government for redress of grievances. We have a right to speak out. We cannot sit idly by and let those who wish to destroy our nation do so without resistance. Look at what Peter said. When he was told that he was told and the apostles were told that they can't preach about Jesus anymore, look what he said. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey God rather than men, than the wishes of men. Yes, we need to obey God, not men. Okay? So we need to resist the devil. We need to resist those in power that are trying to take away our rights as free citizens of this country. Now, truly, this country is in a decline. Truly, we are in distress. Now, I don't know, even if Trump is elected, if we will survive. But we are definitively in the last days. Soon Jesus will return, but we must occupy until he comes. We must do what we can do to be free in this country, and we must reach out with the gospel to everyone we know, which is why I ask you to like and share this video. The time of his appearing is close. Let's be ready. Let's not be sitting idly by. We need to be occupied until he comes. Now, thank you for tuning in. I would love to hear from you. Leave a comment below or email me at thetruthmustbetold93@gmail.com. That's thetruthmustbetold93@gmail.com, or leave a comment below. And again, I just ask you to pray for Donald Trump, pray for our leaders, pray for our police. And most importantly, pray for the lost. And pray that God will use you as a vessel to reach someone with the gospel. All right. God bless you guys. We'll see you soon on The Truth Must Be Told. You have yourself a great day, and keep us in prayer. Bye-bye.